Namo Aditapa. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. For our Dharma lessons, we're reading Ajahn Munindo's book, Unexpected Freedom. Today we're continuing in a chapter called The Power of Paradox on the Compulsive Judging Mind. I was speaking earlier today with somebody about an underlying tendency that most of us have, what I call the compulsive judging mind. There's a tendency in the mind to be always taking sides for or against things. It's like a sports commentator incessantly going on. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, you're doing well, you're making a fool of yourself, you shouldn't be like this, you shouldn't have said that, he shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't have said that, he shouldn't have said that, he should have said this, she should be here. It is an endless stream of shoulds and shouldn'ts. And the tendency to think like this has been there for so long that we probably don't know how all-pervasive it is. When we are on a retreat, we have the good fortune of practicing in an ultimately simplified situation. There are almost no distractions. It is conducive to the inward focus of our attention, it becoming increasingly subtle through the medium of quietness. If we pay careful attention in the right way and at the right time, we can identify this tendency to judge everything and begin to look at it objectively. To take an example, let's say a desire arises in the mind to seek out praise or recognition. You feel it is about time you were recognized for your talents and qualities, and you wish to hear someone praise these attributes. So you think, I'll just go off and perform in front of somebody so that they give me a little praise. Now, perhaps I'm putting things a little crudely, but the fact is, our minds often work in such ways. So this desire arises, but then when you recognize it, you start thinking, oh, how awful. That shouldn't be happening. I should be wanting affection and praise. I've been practicing all these years, and I'm still having this kind of state of mind. Once, when I was complaining to Ajahn Chah about how unfortunate I was with all the health problems I was having, hoping to gain some sympathy, he said to me sternly, if it shouldn't be this way, it wouldn't be this way. Everything that happens in our life happens as a result of causes. There are causes for every phenomenon that arises, inwardly and outwardly. So, without doubt, those phenomena should be there. There are causes for you to think those thoughts. There are causes for you to feel those feelings. The curious thing that we neglect to understand is that our problem is not that we are having such thoughts, the causes for which lie in the past over which we have no control, but that we are judging ourselves for having them. By saying to ourselves, I shouldn't be thinking these thoughts or feeling these feelings, we are putting obstacles in the way of our self-knowledge. We are, in effect, polluting our awareness. So in order to understand what is going on at the deeper level of our minds, we can use a retreat situation to get subtle and refined enough to go into that dimension and see it in a different way to that which we are used to. If we are careful and skillful enough, we can learn how to undo those habits which are a cause of affliction for us. This is an example of addressing the underlying view we have of life, the way that we approach life. If we go through life with a compulsive, judging mind, it keeps us in a divided state. We will always feel like there is a challenge. We have no inner peace. This tendency has been conditioned so deeply into us that we think it's natural, but it isn't natural. It is something that we have learned to do. And fortunately, we can unlearn it so that it no longer consumes our energy in such an unproductive, unhelpful way. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Adirafa. Thanks so much for joining me today.